Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Moon Builders Community Call. Today, we're very lucky to be joined by Marta Adamczyk. She's from SubQuery. Sorry, do you mind turning down your volume a little bit? Or is that me? Cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. We have these Moon Builders Community Calls just about once per month, and it's broken down into two parts. The first is a conversation with a special guest, and the second part will be a recap of everything that has happened in the last month on Moonbeam. And I just want to start with a quick introduction to Marta. And Marta Adamczyk is a technology evangelist at SubQuery Network, and she helps SubQuery users to develop their projects quickly and easily. She supports the growing SubQuery network by delivering developer-oriented content and technical education. Marta has always been a huge technology advocate. She is involved in global developer community events and projects, learning from others, and sharing knowledge to speed up technological revolution. Previously, Marta worked as a front-end developer, a digital marketer, sales manager, and a technology evangelist, all within the IT industry. So for a bit of background on SubQuery, you may have already heard of SubQuery. They're huge in the .Sama ecosystem, one of the most important components of the space. SubQuery is an open, decentralized, and flexible indexer, and it allows you to take data from various blockchains, transform it into the shape that you need, and be able to use it easily in your application. So SubQuery empowers developers by helping them to spend less time wrangling and fiddling with the data and trying to get it into their applications, by making it easy to use this data in your applications, and then allowing the developers such as yourselves to be able to focus on other parts of building your application and getting it out to users. So I do have a few stats to share. SubQuery has handled 21 billion queries so far, probably more by now as the time that you're watching this. And there are and 363 projects. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Amazing. So Marta, can you tell us a little bit about your role at SubQuery?
Sure. Thank you for having me. Actually, I hear. Hello?
Perfect. It's a little bit of an echo now. You don't have headphones by any chance, do you?
I don't. Well, I do. Can you give me a sec? And I will.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
No worries.
So in the meantime, I'll give a quick sneak peek into something that we're going to be announcing very, very soon. So you know about Moon Builders Academy. Moon Builders Academy has been around in the Chinese language since last year. It's been around in the English language version since about April or so of this year. But we've also been working on a number of different courses. We have an advanced course, which is going to be released this fall. That's specific for Moonbeam. But we also have a SubQuery one, which we'll be announcing later.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I steal myself twice. Can you imagine? This is a bit annoying.
Everybody hears you perfectly, though.
Yeah, okay. So maybe it will be a bit harder for me, but I will try not to focus on my voice, right? Anyway, thank you for having me. That's a great opportunity for us to meet the Moon Builders community and also to talk about SubQuery, right? And your intro was awesome, Kevin. You know so much about SubQuery. I was thinking, do you really need me on this call? Yeah, and in terms of my role at SubQuery, you are also very detailed. So yes, I'm focusing on creating developer-oriented content, tech documentation, tutorials, creating educational videos, right? but also connected with community, building community. So there is a lot of different activities that I'm doing, and such event, it's one of the perfect opportunity and one of the like the core responsibility of myself, and I absolutely love it. So thank you for having me.
Thrilled to hear it.
No
And
worries.
and how did you find your way to SubQuery? How did you, I suppose more specifically, how did you become interested in Web3?
That's a good question. I was always tech enthusiast. As a kid, I was so into sci-fi. That was my favorite niche. I consumed tons of books and movies, and then I got interested in philosophy of science, philosophy of technology. And for my whole professional work, I was involved always with IT industry, from IT education to different companies that I worked at in a different roles. Uh, all of them bringing innovative solutions and disrupting status quo and changing the reality. And that's absolutely exciting to be a part of this process. And I think uh, evolution from web 1 to web 2 and web 3 is a perfect example of such a situation when technology is changing the reality and the world. Maybe it sounds a little bit cheesy, but I strongly believe this is the way how we can reshape a current situation and build future for next generations. My life changed so much in so many areas because of that. So I cannot imagine even what future can bring. And as you mentioned, I am a developer, but I'm not a blockchain developer. And I really wanted to contribute to this space. And there are so many roles and so many, you can bring a lot of different value to the industry and help accelerate this revolution by helping others building their amazing projects. So this is how I can give back to community and help others build their projects, and SubQuery is absolutely perfect place because the core essence of SubQuery is actually to provide a perfect tool for developers to build their application in a more efficient, faster way, hassle-free. And we are solving a few big issues for the app devs. And me in that role, it's just perfect. I'm fulfilling my dream to help reshape the future and help others build amazing projects.
Very well said. We're very lucky to have you here, and SubQuery is very lucky to have you. And we're lucky to be joined by builders here on the call who are also building, on the frontier of blockchain, and Web3 is at the frontier of tech, as you mentioned. So I want to take a quick step back, and for people who may be introduced, to indexers. Marta, could you maybe let us know why do we need indexers, like SubQuery in the first place?
Sure. Can I answer with a question?
Sure.
What, in your opinion, what's the most valuable asset, resource we have as humans?
Time.
Yes, exactly. That's the only thing we are sure of, the only thing we have, and it's limited, right? So that's the first thing. And another question that I have is that apart from time, what is really valuable right now, especially in the Web3 area? It's
Developer
data.
talent. Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, without developers, there is nothing. We need you guys. Yeah. So for sure, developers, but time and data. Yeah. So when we are building complex modern applications, we need a lot of data, and we need to process it fast. And it's both important for developers to be able to execute fast, to be able to build project fast, and to consume a lot of data in a fast way, because the performance of applications is right now like the crucial criteria, right? Everyone is looking at it. This is the most important part. It was like this and it will be like that. And the same for end users. So the performance of no matter what application are you building, the performance of it is important for the end user. No one will wait as it's going to be processed. And of course, and why it's important for blockchain. Blockchain is perfectly designed for storing data, for verifying it, but it's not very well designed when it comes to querying data. It's when you have a lot of data to query and your query is quite complex, you can wait up to days, weeks to query all of that. This is not sustainable, right? This is not like modern applications should work. So this caused a lot of troubles. And this is one of the reasons why I think the blockchain-based technology still faces some troubles in terms of adoption in a wider community. So this is a problem that SubQuery is trying to solve, to actually become a layer between blockchain data and your dApp. And it helps to get this data from blockchain in a faster and more efficient way. So that's the first thing why we need indexers. And then there is another problem, querying multi-chains. So each chain has different protocol, API, different data structure, different ways of data handling. And it also is a problem for a developer, right? Because you need to first create your indexer, build it, but then maintain it, and then also unify this data. And it's not that easy. And also, because of difference in terms of data shape, you can get different answers, different data on certain blocks. Certain block, if you're using different block explorers, you will get different data. This is a huge problem because you need to double check. You need to jump between applications, services, whatever you are using, or actually implement within your application some type of control of data. So this is like additional layer you need to focus on to make sure that data coming from different chains is double check, cross checked, and you have the whole landscape, you have the whole picture as a developer. And we believe in multi-chain future. So there is a great potential in exchanging data, exchanging knowledge, and combining all of that in one place. And there are indexers which can do that, and SubQuery is one of them. So we support several different chains, not only Substrate-based, but also Avalanche, also Cosmos, also Algorand. In terms of Moonbeam, we support Moonriver, Moonbeam, Moonbase Alpha. So whatever is important for you from this context, you can work with SubQuery as well.
Oh, absolutely. So many good points there. One, you mentioned just that users want good user experiences. That's what we're trying to build at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
We're not trying to build something that's okay. It's like the normal Web 2, but it's just a bit more decentralized and a bit worse of a user experience. That's not what we're interested in. We want to build something that provides both decentralization and a better user experience. And so SubQuery is so important. We've sponsored hackathons with you in the past, right? Especially regarding your ability to support both the EVM and the substrate side. So we're very excited for devs to be able to build with SubQuery without having to integrate two different solutions to get substrate data and EVM data. And
Exactly.
End users know the pain of this too. If you're doing something like an XCM transfer, right? And then you go and check Moonscan, but now you have to also check Subscan. It's kind of like this, segmented experience.
Exactly. It's like a double amount of work, unnecessary.
So let's switch gears just a little bit. And I wanted to ask you, Marta, why is decentralization important in the context of indexers? So suppose you have this example where I want to ask you, where on the spectrum of decentralization, would you say is the ideal balance for an indexer between performance and a decentralization? So if at one end of the spectrum you have a supercomputer that's one single indexer, it's just answering all these requests, and at the other extreme you have every person in the world with a cell phone is running an indexer in their pocket. Where would the balance look like to find the ideal balance?
That's an awesome question. I will answer on behalf of myself, okay? Full decentralization. That's the perfect balance. That's what we are building SubQuery network to actually offer this full decentralization with time. This is the future, and this is the greatest value of this whole proposition. It brings a lot of answers to some issues. Like, first of all, if we have the whole stack decentralized, we remove the single point of failure risk. As many indexers you have there in the network, the better it is, because it ensures that everything is working and data is being indexed. Data is closer to the user, it's more reliable, and it's more performant in that way. So that's definitely something we are dreaming about building, and yeah, that would be the answer.
Absolutely. And what type of example queries do developers typically make using SubQuery?
That's a good question. We have so many projects from so many different areas, like from gaming industry, a lot of discoveries for me, because I got to know about fantasy sport through some projects that are being built with SubQuery. We have NFT marketplaces, we have launch pads, bridges, we have so many different projects. On top of my mind, something that is actually interesting, could be interesting also for you, because it's taking data from through Moonriver. It's Moonbeams. That's a really exciting project, and if I can share a screen, I will just quickly show you something, if that's all right, Kevin.
Amazing. Yeah.
How are we with time?
Yeah, we're fine.
We're fine. Okay. Just let me go back. Yeah.
Moonbeams is actually just celebrating its 1-year anniversary of being
exciting.
live.
Yeah, so what I'm showing you is SubQuery Explorer. So here you can actually go and explore projects that people are building with SubQuery, and we also offer managed service, so you can host with us. And one of the projects that I mentioned is actually Moonbeams. And what you can do here is to actually see what people are indexing. And this is the live playground. You can go there and see what type of data people are indexing. This is the GraphQL format, right? And so, as you can see, for the Moonbeam's case, we have Ask histories and tokens, and a lot of different data related with those two entities. I will share the link to the Explorer, and you can go yourself and play with some projects and explore what others are building. This is actually, sky is the limit, or maybe I would say the characteristic of certain blockchain, because surely you need to ask for data which is already there, but there are no many limitations. That's your imagination and the use case, what you are bringing to the reality, what you're bringing to your users. What's absolutely amazing with SubQuery is that you can take this data from blockchain in a raw format, then transform it in the way you need it to consume it within your application. So the end result is customizable. It's mutable in a way. So you can really shape it to your needs, and it's developer friendly and user friendly.
Very well said. And thanks for showing the playground. Nobody needs to download any software packages. It's all within your browser. Like, you can get started today.
Yes.
Really
and you
easily.
can, yeah, exactly.
And
let me just share the link, because I didn't.
Oh, please. Yeah, please do. That'd be great.
Go on. I will just type in
I was just going to ask about the hardware requirements for running a node, and kind of what that looked like. And you don't have to mention just the hardware requirements, but maybe what do subquery indexers look like in general?
So there are no requirements. Just regular modern computer will work. You just need some decent amount of RAM, and some space to on your computer to store some data. So it's not a big thing. In terms of software, again, you almost don't need anything. You just need Node, NPM, or Yarn, which most of us have on our computers, and then Docker if you want to run it locally. And in terms of operational systems, Linux, macOS, perfect. I recommend virtual machines for Windows users because Docker can cause some issues. And that's it. The setup you need is pretty basic. There is a lot of requirements.
Amazing. That's super easy.
Yeah.
And that's very important for decentralization. You don't need a huge data center server. You don't need something very, very fancy. Anybody can run it. That's great to hear. So, Marta, I want to hand it over to you to make a special sort of announcement, which I hinted at earlier in the first couple of minutes, but I think you have more to share about that.
Sure. Yeah, we've partnered up with Kevin, Katie, Moonbeam to bring a great new initiative, educational initiative. So we've built together an educational module, which is dedicated to SubQuery integration with Moonbeam, and will be launched on Moon Builders Academy soon. I will just share a screen again. Bear with me, almost there. Okay. Can you see it?
Perfect.
Perfect, yes. So as I said, we've been working on the educational module, and it will be launched on Moon Builders Academy. We will learn how to build dApps with the help of SubQuery. And what you can expect from this course is a step-by-step guide with a lot of coding and exercises and exciting assignments and to fulfill at the end of each lesson. And we will, of course, focus on a lot of Moonbeam-specific parts. And I want to show you a brief overview of the content. So we will start with the quick introduction to SubQuery and Moonbeam integration. We will create a project together during the course. And in each lesson, we will tweak it to our needs, adjust it, and we'll explore different parts of the Moonbeam SubQuery integration. So we will learn how to index data from Moonbeam alongside substrate events. We will also spend some time on data mutation, explaining entities relationships in SubQuery, and we'll finish up with discussing some advanced ideas, and we'll have a little module recap. So that's the brief overview. And yeah, I hope to see you there. And we can't wait for the launch. We will, of course, inform you about the release date. And I'm excited about the whole project, and I hope to see you there. And I'm also curious of your feedback and questions.
So, I've had a chance to do a sneak peek and look at lesson 1, and it is phenomenal. Marta does an amazing job of breaking down complex topics into easy to understand material, and you're going to love it. It's very exciting, and I can't wait for everybody to try it out.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for your help and support. You've been amazing as well. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, that's been a great partnership so far.
And another thing I thought of is maybe we should say this, that Moon Builders Academy is decentralizing. So it's not just, the Moonbeam team producing content for it, but instead SubQuery, and we're also adding, content produced by other teams as well. So we're very excited for you all to have the opportunity to learn about integrations, learn ways to enhance your applications, and how to build. And it's a pick and choose, your own adventure type of way. So maybe individuals start with the intro course, then they move to SubQuery, and other teams, maybe they start at the advanced course and they skip the intro one if they've already been here for a while. So we're excited to see all of those live. So thank you so much, Marta. We're very lucky to have you joining us here today. It was an amazing conversation, and I hope for folks who want to hear more about SubQuery, where's the best place to go? Should they join a Discord, or is it Twitter that's the best place?
Yes, Discord for sure. Let me just share a link.
Amazing.
Of course, Discord, we have a really thriving community, and that's the best place to actually catch with us. Just a sec. Okay. So please make sure to join us there. I'm adding the link to the
Thank you so much.
No worries.
And then I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll move along to the community updates for all that's new in Moonbeam in the last month of August.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marta.